So problem 6, we do the working notes first, and the first working note will be related to share capital, and under this, that is capital, we are further going to bifurcate it into authorized share capital as it is given in the adjustments and the paid up share capital. So first thing, authorized share capital. The authorized capital is been said that it is over here, it is of 5,000. All right, all of these amounts are given in thousands. Okay, so 5,000 divided into 5 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. So we're going to write all this information. Let me just make this correction here, that all of these amounts are in thousands. Okay, so what I'd rather do is, we do not have the previous year figures, so I'll just keep this as the actual outer column, and this we will use as the inner column for any other type of adjustments. Okay, now authorized capital, so like it says 5 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Okay, and since all of these amounts are in thousands, that I'll just specify here, we have, as given in the problem, 5,000. Okay, it says here the capital, authorized capital of the bank is 5,000. So 5,000 over here. Now why am I writing in this inner column is that authorized capital is never supposed to be added up. Correct? We never include it in the calculations. Authorized capital is just extra information to tell you how much authorized capital the company has. You really do not have to do anything with that information and do not have to add it to the actual totals of your liabilities. Okay? At the same time, we have the issued, subscribed, and what we call the paid up capital. Okay, that means out of this authorized capital, this is the capital that the company is authorized to issue throughout its lifetime, maximum 5,000. All right, out of this the company has issued some capital, that is of 3 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. So 3 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Done. This we can show it in the outer column. The 3,000 we can show it in the outer column, right? And this will finally go in the calculation of our liabilities. It will go in our actual balance sheet. Okay, so 3 lakh shares, 3,000. All right, so 3,000 goes to the outer column over here. So share capital is done. Final amount of share capital that will go up is 3 lakh. We can in fact write it here as capital 3 lakh. Right? Then next let's look at reserves and surpluses. What we have under reserves and surpluses is normally the statutory reserve. So if you look here, we have marked, all those that are marked 2 are our reserves and surpluses. So statutory reserves, opening balance as given in the problem. Let's see how much we have there. Amount is, I will write it a little further here, again inside the column. We have 5,840. All right, that is the final balance, but given in the problem it says net profit after tax for the year has been this much, and 20% of this has been transferred to the statutory reserves. Now like I told you, in this problem these are not adjustments which are supposed to be made. You're not supposed to add or minus them in the respective sides. This is additional information that you have to show that it has been already taken care of, right? So in this case 20% they are saying has been transferred. It's already transferred. They're not asking you to make a transfer of that reserve, right? So this current year's reserve or statutory reserve which has been transferred is 20%, and 20% of what? The current year's profit. Net profit after tax for the year was 2550, alright, and accordingly 20% of that has been transferred. So how much is 20% of this amount? We get 510. Okay, so what we do here is the final balance of the statutory reserve that is given over here. So statutory reserve is 5840. We say that this balance is after we have already deducted the or already added the current year's transfer of the statutory reserve. So after adding this current year's, we are getting 5840. That means how much must have been the opening balance? This opening balance was 5840, that is the closing balance, minus 510, what we have just now added. Okay, we are doing a reverse calculation to know what must have been the opening balance. It is very similar to what we did with depreciation in the previous problem. So this 5840 minus 510 gives you 5330. Okay, so just a reverse calculation to show what may have been the opening balance and then what got added to it as the statutory reserve and the final amount that we have here, right? Then what else do we got, or what we have here in the reserves and surpluses is, next is securities premium. Amount for the securities premium 500. Then revenue reserves, amount of the revenue reserves 9712. Okay, balance of profit and loss account, how much gets transferred to the balance sheet, we are going to see it a little later. Okay, accordingly we will see how much of that has been transferred. Now in the balance, in the additional information, nothing else has been given about the profits. That means how much was this year's profit or how much was to be transferred and so on. Okay, so in this case we consider that this profit and loss account balance of 3208 is the final balance after appropriations, right? There won't be any working note for it, although we had marked so that we can calculate how much was that net profit that was calculated after transferring. But since it is given that 20% has already been transferred, we consider that this profit and loss account balance which has been given over here, this is what we get after the appropriations, alright. So this is considered to be something that is already calculated after appropriations. So I put it here as 3280, alright. So total of this, or total of all of these columns that we get, we'll show it over here as 19,270. Final total of all the reserves and surpluses 19,270. Done. Then we have schedule 3, that is deposits. Again simple posting of all of these. We have the first one, term deposits. Instead of fixed deposits in this problem you are given term deposits. Amount of the same is, and write it in the inner column, 10,076. Then savings bank deposits, you are given 8,590. And finally demand deposits, are given as 23,642. 642. Okay. Final total, outer column 42,308. Okay, 42,308 is the total of your schedule 3, that is the deposits. So this problem, as you see, is pretty much about posting, first of all, putting it in different schedules and just showing what is the additional information that is related to it. Okay. Similarly, you have borrowings from RBI, we don't have from other banks, that is borrowings from RBI. This will be 1,360. No other items under schedule 4 directly outside 1,360. Let's see liabilities, other liabilities and provisions, schedule 5. So we have 3 items over there, bills payable, okay, which is 10,000, 1001 amount in a column. Then you have interest accrued, again we're just posting here, amount is 1235, and we have provisions, amount is 4,046. Okay, so total, no other adjustments, nothing given. Total of this that we get, again outer column, is 6,282. Okay, 6,282 amount of other liabilities and provisions. Done. So liability side is done. All of these schedules, all of these items, respective schedules. Okay, so that was up to the liabilities. Next we will do what are the different asset related schedules.